Welcome back to MFO, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. It's Wednesday. It's Underwater Wednesday, but we're outside. Don't worry, we're going to be taking you underwater. We're going to be looking at the brand new Berkley Power Bait Flux Gill, and we're going to be taking you underwater. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. I wanted to show you this new bait, the Flux Gill, and I wanted to show it to you in natural surroundings, weeds and sand, and show you exactly what it looked like in the lake. So we're going to show that to you when we come back. We got a lot to talk about with the new Berkley Flux Gill. Stick around, guys. Welcome back to Mark Fisher Outdoors, everybody. I'm Mark Fisher. I was out on Lake Geneva today with Randy Crawford, the VBT champion, and he helped me out shooting this video, and we got a bunch of different shots using the new Berkley Flux Gill in a lot of different ways, and we want to show it to you. We're going to get right to it. The one thing that I want to talk to you about before we get in the water is this Flux Gill reminds me a lot of the G-Crack Bellows Gill. We did an episode on that. And a lot of the same things that you do, that Bellows Gill, it kind of moved and wiggled and shimmied because it had ribs on it. Well, this one, if you can tell, you can actually see it's perforated. It's got holes in it. Now, this has got that same Berkley Max Scent power. And so my guess is that water funneling through all those holes is probably leaving a pretty decent scent trail, is what I would think. And boy, you know, I think there's some potential to this bait, and the ways that you can throw this, the versatility in terms of the different rigging is unlimited. We've got 3 of them to show you. Let's get right in the water and show you. The first one that we did is, this is basically just a Nago rig kind of a setup. I put a nail weight in the nose, rigged it with just a Nago rig hook, and you let that bait get down to the bottom and just kind of twitch it, and you can see how that bait kind of undulates from, you know, the midsection or so, and the tail kind of flutters or flaps. I really like the way this looks. I like the way it hugs the bottom. The only thing that I didn't like about this, and that I'm not sure about, is, you know, if you're fishing at any depth, it's gonna take a while for this bait to reach. You know, if you're in 6 feet of water, you're fine. But if you're getting down into, you know, 19 feet of water or something like that, it's gonna take a while for this bait to drop down. It's not like a Nago rig worm that goes down pretty quick. Again, we'd have to work on different nail weight sizes and things like that to see what we can do, but you can see how it moves along the bottom. It scoots along the bottom, and that to me seems like it would be a real good presentation. Now, as I said, Randy Crawford was with me. You guys who are familiar with the channel know that Randy is the king of the free rig. He loves throwing a free rig. And so he said, well, this bait looks to me like this is a free rig kind of bait for sure. So we rigged it up on his free rig. You can see that we've got it on that VMC ringed hook, and it does look good. It darts and then flutters. You know, the darting is coming from the fact that he's pulling up on the weight, and the bait is being pulled up to the weight. Then the weight drops, and now this Flux Gill just kind of floats down. So it's got kind of a combination of darting and then kind of, you know, just kind of falling down slowly. I really think, again, the free rig could be a good presentation for this. And when you're talking about fishing in deeper water, the free rig would be the kind of thing that you could throw it out, you get that bait down quickly, and then just kind of twitch it around once that bait gets down to the bottom. Hey guys, if you like this kind of content, showing you new baits, showing you what they look like, giving you rigging ideas for the best way to rig these new baits, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button and tune in to Mark Fisher Outdoors every Wednesday for Underwater Wednesday. We'd really appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the hype button. Send us your comments. We'd love to hear your comments about what you think about this bait. The other thing that we didn't do out there on the water, but is this, to me, seems like it would be a good bait to throw on a Carolina rig or a Mojo rig. You know, maybe not overpowered with a big, 1.5 ounce kind of weight, but just maybe a half ounce or a quarter ounce Mojo type rig and put it on the back of a Carolina rig. And I think this would get bit throwing it that way. We also rigged it up on a drop shot. The drop shot was my least favorite of these, but I got to be honest, we were in a kind of a confined space, and I don't know that we really gave this a good look. The other thing about this, you'll notice that when we rigged it on our drop shot, we rigged it vertical like this. And I think that if we had rigged it horizontal like this, it would have gotten a much better kind of swimming, almost like a dying fish, kind of swimming sideways in the water. And we didn't rig it that way. I'm not really thrilled with the way that this bait looks on a drop shot right here, but I'm going to take credit for that, or the blame for that. And I think had we rigged it sideways, it would have given a much more natural dying fish kind of a presentation. I'm excited to get these baits out and try them out. They come in the 3.5 size as well as the 5.3 size. These are pretty big. And I kind of feel like these would be the ones that I would be starting out with, the smaller ones. But I gotta be honest, guys, I think that my first thought when I see this is a Florida bait. This is a Florida bait for sure. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to Harris Chain. I know I got an idea about what I'm going to throw here. I'd love to hear your comments. I don't know if you have any experience throwing these Flux Gill. They're pretty new. Don't know whether it's going to be one of those baits that catches fish or catches fishermen, but it's already got me thinking I got to give it a shot, and we'll go from there. I know a lot of guys have been talking about the bait, and we'll see how it works when we put it to the test and go fishing with it. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you again tomorrow for another episode of Mark Fisher Outdoors. Take care, everybody.